What's going on, Hot Take Hockey viewers? It's me, Fitty Trent, and we've just finished off Game 2 Stanley Cup Finals between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and, of course, those Washington Capitals. We got an amazing 10-goal game last game, so you knew coming into this game there was going to be some big storylines, big things to watch, big things to look out for, and honestly, I do not think that we were disappointed tonight. The puck did not even drop yet, and once again, Vegas, they're putting on a huge show, a huge big old pre-game ceremony. This one luckily did not last a half an hour, but pretty darn close, like 20 minutes, 20 plus minutes, but it was pretty incredible. And then we just dive into the game, and Oshie, he gets a really good break very early up against the Las Vegas Golden Knights. He gets by Fleury. He's scrambling a little bit and ends up shooting the puck a little bit wide. Then Vegas, they start getting to pass it around well, getting a couple good chances on Holtby, warming up the goaltender, which is nice to see. And then, boom, as Vegas has done 12 times during the playoffs already, scores the first goal of the game. James the Real Deal Neal, assisted by Lucas Spiza and Miller, and it was a very, very nice goal. Basically, it was getting cleared out of the Vegas Golden Knights zone. Dmitry Orlov went down to try to knock down the puck with his hand, but Neal got his stick in the hands of Orlov and actually kind of scooped the puck out of Orlov's hand, was able to get the puck just past him and get a very nice shot past Braden Holtby. And then, Washington, they start getting some good opportunities, but it's poked through the crease. Jacob Vrana, he has basically a wraparound opportunity, but gets poked right through the crease, goes right under Marc-Andre Fleury. That was probably their best chance right there. And then things start happening that if you're a Washington Capitals fan, you probably get a little bit scared because your big star, Evgeny Kuznetsov, that's right, the player that scored for the past 12 games straight, he gets injured with a collision with McNabb, gets a little bit shaken up. He looks like he's holding his arm or something like that. He does not return to this game, unfortunately. After that, scrums start to ensue after the whistle. They start pushing each other around, things like that. And then Oshie and England, they both get offsetting minors for roughing, both get separated into their own penalty box. And that's when Washington is able to capitalize with Lars Eller scoring, assisted by Kempny and Burakovsky with about 3 minutes left to go in that first period to make it 1-1. Absolutely needed by the Washington Capitals because at that point it looked like the Vegas Golden Knights, they were starting to walk all over them. Second period starts, and Orpik, he takes an illegal check to the head call against James the Real Deal Neal. That's when we find out that Kuznetsov, he will not be returned to the game whatsoever during that night. And then Vegas Golden Knights player Alex Tuch, he gets a cross-checking call, and that's when Washington strikes. Specifically, their power play master, Alexander Ovechkin, that's right, the grade 8, gets a beautiful pass from Lars Eller and Nicholas Backstrom for a cross-crease, beautiful goal. And then Backstrom and Haller, they both get some offsetting minors. Both of them end up going to their own sides of the box. And then who scores for the Washington Capitals? Some guy by the name of Brooks Orpik. Now, this guy has not scored in 2 years? Something like that. Something insane like that. But he scores after and ends up bouncing off of one of the Vegas Golden Knights defensemen and just deflects down just past Marc-Andre Fleury. But hey, it counts. A goal's a goal, making it 3-1 for the Washington Capitals. And at this point, you could definitely tell that Vegas, they were getting frustrated. Ryan Reeves, he takes a cross-checking call right to Tom Wilson's face right after that. Then next thing you know, Marc-Andre Fleury, he stands tall, getting just enough of an Oshie shot to direct it wide. And then that's when Washington starts getting a little bit sloppy. Orlov takes a hucking call, and Washington is doing a good job of hemming Vegas into their own zone after that. But then immediately after, they kill off that penalty, then Oshie, he takes an interference call, very, very sloppy call. And what happens? Vegas, of course, they capitalize on the power play. As I've always said, you can't give Vegas a power play because you know that they're going to end up capitalizing with that, scoring a power play goal by Shea Theodore, however, assisted by Riley Smith and, of course, William Karlsson. And then just near the end of that second period, Jacob Vrana comes in and hits the crossbar on Marc-Andre Fleury. Third period starts, and the sloppiness continues by the Washington Capitals. Tom Wilson, he takes a 2-minute call for interference. Then Orpik absolutely gets leveled by Alex Tuch, absolutely flattened by him. And then Lars Eller, he gets upset by that, so he takes a hooking call for a 5-on-3 for over a minute. During that 5-on-3, Vegas was unreal with their puck control. But just like most teams that are unreal with their puck control on the power play, they can't finish. They're just doing a bunch of nice little passes here and there, constantly just going cross crease. But Holtby is up to the task for every single one of those shots, which he faced a solid 5 or 6 throughout that 5-on-3 for that 1 minute. Then next James the Real Deal Neal and John Carlson collide and behind the net. They're both okay though. They both pop up, get immediately back into the play, which was nice to see. And then we're coming back down to the near end of the game. Vegas, they're starting to pour on more and more pressure. Next thing you know, they dump in the puck. It hits a stanchion. It rolls back out through the crease. And then it's a beautiful cross-crease pass to Alex Tuch. It was a wide open net. At this point, I'm thinking, overtime, here we go. But no, Braden Holtby, he dives out with the paddle on the ice and makes an absolutely amazing save of the night candidate right there. A beautiful one indeed. And because of that great save, they end up icing the puck within the next play. So they pull the goaltender. Las Vegas pulls the goaltender. Riley Smith, he gets the best chance while the goaltender is pulled by shooting a puck that deflects off Orpik and then hits the post past Holtby, but stays out of the net, making it a 3-2 game, leading us to a solid Game 3 as the series is tied up 1-1. It was an incredible game, absolutely, by far, absolutely incredible. Looking at the winning team, the Washington Capitals, I have to say, Braden Holtby absolutely robbed this game away from the Vegas Golden Knights, especially in that first period, because Vegas looked like, once again, they were starting to stomp out the Washington Capitals absolutely immediately, but he played absolutely incredibly, especially throughout that second and third period right there. Brooks Orpik, I have to give my nod ahead to him. First goal in like 2 games or something like that. Alexander Ovechkin, good for you getting that power play goal. But honestly, for the Washington Capitals, you've got to be nervous about Evgeny Kuznetsov. He did not return to this game whatsoever. Will he be able to play next game? Honestly, it's the playoffs. I can definitely see him fighting through it. But then again, if he was not able to come back during this game, maybe he'll be taking a game out, maybe even more. As you can only hope, if you are a Washington Capitals fan, that he will not. Lars Eller absolutely was the most outstanding forward for the Washington Capitals, with the first guy on the puck the entire night. And Lars Eller, I think, has been doing absolutely incredible with the Washington Capitals this entire season. He's been absolutely amazing with them. Players that maybe did not play as outstanding. Brett Connolly, I get that he played more of a physical game this game, but we didn't get to see a lot of his offense, which was unfortunate. Devontae Smith-Pelly, I've been saying how great he has been recently. This game, he was kind of invisible for me, I won't lie. John Carlson, yes, he was there physically, but overall, he wasn't there as much as I'd expected John Carlson. So for that, I had to give them as probably my more underwhelming stars. The Vegas Golden Knights, though, Marc-Andre Fleury played very, very well. Even though he got the loss, he did still make 23 saves on 26 shots, so I had to give my nod to him right there. Lucas Sbisa actually looked like a solid defenseman tonight, which is the first time you'll ever hear me say that, because I'm not the biggest Lucas Sbisa fan. He never played good with the Canucks. James Neal was just a little, thorn on the side. Ryan Reeves is usually that thorn on the side. James Neal was doing that once again tonight. Players that were kind of invisible for me. Honestly, David Perron, I did not notice him out there at all during this game. I know that according to the stat sheet, he did have a few shots on goal. He did have a few takeaways, but overall, I did not notice him whatsoever, maybe because he was playing on the third line or something like that. Nate Schmidt, I thought this was one of his weaker games. I really like Nate Schmidt. I think he was one of the most underrated defensemen for the Washington Capitals last year. But this year, it was kind of underrated. But overall, this game was a lot of fun. It was really great to see. What do these teams need to do next game if they want to end up winning this game? Well, honestly, for the Washington Capitals, I know that you just won a big game against Vegas on their home ice, but the biggest thing that you guys need to do next game is you guys need to score that first goal. That's something that you really have not gotten to do this series whatsoever, and it's the kind of thing where on your home ice, if you score that first goal, you're going to be able to pump up the crowd, you're going to be able to entertain your crowd, and they're going to be with you longer. However, if Vegas can score that first goal, and if they can score it fairly early like they have been, then it's going to be the kind of thing where your crowd's going to get a little bit quiet. It's not going to be as pumped up. So for the Washington Capitals, I look at them and I say that they need to do that. They need to score that first goal. And for the Vegas Golden Knights, honestly, they need to start tightening up a little bit more defensively. If Marc-Andre Fleury could make a couple more saves, then they would be doing absolutely incredible, because Fleury, he's playing solid. He's just not playing as solid. You definitely need to have your fourth line continue to step up like they have been. You need all your lines to step up. We need to see more of William Karlsson. You know, we need to see more from Alex Tuch. He's been a little bit more invisible during this past game especially. So honestly, you need your big players to step up during this game, and you guys need to start off with a spark early to silence that Washington Capitals crowd. We have tons and tons of people here in the chat, like Garrett Fleber saying, hi, Trent. What's going on, Garrett? Game 3 is going to be electric in DC, says Rob Iman. I 100% agree. Garrett says Washington in 5. I still think it'll be Vegas in 6, but we'll see. Von Huck says, hi, Fitty Trent. What's going on, Von Huck? Rocking the red, let's go Capitals. Rock the red, let's go Capitals. I'm hoping for the Capitals too, man. I'm hoping Ovechkin can win their first Stanley Cup of his entire career. It's about time. 2 years, not 2 games, says Greg White. Thank you for the correction. Caps had neutral zone locked down. That slowed the game down and paid dividends. Is not looking good for Kuzi. He might be limited to the passer for the rest of the series. I mean, we'll see. I hope we get to see Kuznetsov come back since it is the playoffs, but we'll see. John says, what's going on, Fitty? How's it going? Holtby, Ovi, Wilson, and Oshie were amazing tonight. Oshie can't even take those kinds of penalties, though. I completely agree. Oshie took a very stupid penalty, but overall, I think the Oshie and Backstrom line has been overall the best line during this entire series for the Washington Capitals. You can definitely say that, you know, the Ellers line played better this game, but overall, I'd say that Oshie has been the MVP of this series round for the Washington Capitals for sure. Fleury needs to bounce back from this one. Also, I hate Tom Wilson, says Rusty Buckets. That makes sense there, Rusty. You are a Pittsburgh Penguin fan. You love Fleury back when he played with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Tom Wilson was always that thorn in your side, and he still is today for the Vegas Golden Knights. And Fleury, he definitely needs a bounce-back game. You know, if he can, then this series is definitely going to get even better, but who knows? Tom Wilson is a rat, says Von Hook. Not as much as Brad Marchand, but I agree. I agree that he is not the best enforcer out there. I was stunned that Tuch did not finish that. Absolutely, John. I mean, that was an incredible save. Definitely the save of the series so far. Maybe even one of the saves of the playoffs, you could argue. And also one of the highlights of the playoffs so far, for me at least, has been able to come here with you guys every single night and get to recap all these great games. So if you don't mind, do us the favor, show us your support, give us a like on the video if you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of that content here on Hot Take Hockey, because we're getting bigger, we're getting better, and we're doing more and more things as the time goes on. And trust me, we are not taking the offseason off. We are going hard with all these new kinds of videos for the off season. And if you guys want to see things for the off season, if you guys want to see things now, put it in the comments, because I know that me, I know that John, I know that Austin, I know that Bitch, we all read the comments on a daily occasion. So be sure to leave a comment down below if you did enjoy and you want to see something more. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. And as always, everybody, peace out.